Hey guys, it's me, Crazy Honda Chris, your automotive advisor here at Randy Kuehl Honda in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. This video is for those that just purchased their awesome 2021 Honda CR-V Special Edition. I'm going to help you guys set you up for success so when you drive off the lot, your vehicle settings set the way you want it from that point. You guys have any questions, drop them down below in the comments. Ask those. I also like to hear down in the comments about your guys' experience with the Honda CR-V. Help the community from that point. You guys found this video helpful, you know what to do. Hit that like, smash that subscribe button. I keep making these videos for you guys, all right? Now let's go customize your vehicle settings right now. All right, so here we are, right inside the 2021 Honda CR-V Special Edition. We're at the home menu now. We're gonna go to settings, vehicle. We're going to start from the top and work our way down to the bottom, all right? So the very first thing is going to pop up. It's going to be a tire pressure monitoring system calibration. You have indirect tire pressure light, so if it pretty much comes on your driver's interface, this is where you're going to reset that after you adjust it or double check it, all right? Just hit calibrate. Now it's done. Second thing is going to pop up. It's going to be our driver's assist system setup. That's for your Honda sensing features from there. We're going to start from the top with your forward collision warning distance. So when the vehicle is going to detect with its 3 stages, you're going to hit a vehicle, gives you those 3 stages, how to go from that point. What distance do you want it to warn you with those 3 stages? Honda has it on default right now, so I'm going to keep it on default. I would encourage you to double check the owner's manual from that point to know the exact distance if you want to mess with that. That's fine with me, so I'm just going to hit the back button over there. Next thing we're going to have is your ACC, that's your Adaptive Cruise Control Forward Vehicle Detection Beep. So by default, it's going to give you a visual on the driver's interface once it finds a car. And this is simply saying, hey, do you want an audible noise too when it slows you down? So let's say you're going 48 and found a car, now you're going 44. To keep that distance, it's going to beep at me, so I know, you know, as I feel the car slow down, I know why. So that's great for me. So I'm going to hit save. There's going to be a little delay, so I'm going to do a little random tap to speed up that delay over there. Now we have your lane keeping assist, suspense beep. So let's say I got my lane keep assist on because I'm going between 45 and 90 miles an hour. It finds the lines on the road. And then I go out my lane a little bit. It's going to beep at me as it brings me back or whatever you have that setting set to, okay? That's going to be the next option. But right now we're worrying about the beep. So I like the beepage, so we keep the beepage on. Perfect. Next thing is going to be a road departure mitigation system. All right, so you can change the sensitivity on that or just have it as warning only. All right, so this is what keeps you in the center of your lane or on the road, stuff like that. Normal's great for me. I'll select the back button. As you guys are going through this, there's no right or wrong answer. It really comes down to your personal preference, as you guys already know. Now we can have your driver's attention monitoring system. So pretty much the car is going to find a way when your driving habits are really bad, like you need to take a break because obviously you're doing a terrible job at driving. I'm going to keep this on default because if I'm doing a bad job at driving, I want to be fully alert on that I need to take a break. Safety is important to me, so let's not be, let's make sure we're safe on the road. So I'll hit the back button. Now that's everything under driver's assist system setup. Now we're going to go to your meter setup. So right here, meter setup. We're going to start from the top and work our way down. So you can fine tune here on the first option the temperature gauge for outside. It is about a 5-degree swing. I'll let you guys fine tune that, all right? We'll hit the back button. Now you're going to have your trip A and trip B. You can choose when that resets automatically for you. Which of those options is going to work best for you? Trip B is going to be the same exact thing. Now we have your adjusted alarm volume. So this is like your, when you hit lock on the key fob or put your hand on the handle, you know how it gives you audible noise? Your turning indicators. You can adjust how loud or low that volume is going to be. All right, adjust the volume on that. So I'm going to keep it on normal. You got your fuel efficiency backlight. So I'm going to move this tripod here quick. Over here on the driver's interface, you have this white light up top, right? That's your fuel efficiency backlight. It's a visual coach. So let's say I'm driving down the road, I'm being fuel efficient. I know because it gives me a visual confirmation from white to green if you are being fuel efficient. And when you're not, it goes from green to white. All right, so I like that visual, Coach. I'm going to keep it on. You're going to have your auto engine idle stop guidance. We have this on for my wife's CRV. It's just a visual. So as you know, you have idle stop. When you get to a complete stop, the car meets certain criteria, your idle stop comes on. Partially shuts off the engine so you're not consuming fuel, makes you more fuel efficient from that point for your city driving. And all you get right up here on the top left-hand corner of your driver's interface, it would be a green A right up there to let you know that that system is on. All right, so let's turn it on. Why not? There we go. Let's save it. You got your new messages notification. So when you get a new message, you got your phone, everything paired up, gives you a little notification. Perfect. Okay, speed and distance. A couple options from that point. Then we have your tachometer right here. It's on. I'm going to move the tripod once again over here to the driver's interface. So you got your tachometer up top. Let's turn that off so you see what it looks like. It just kind of cleans it up a little bit. And there we go. I'm going to turn that right back on. And there we go. So now that's everything under meter setup. Now we're going to go to keyless access setup. Get your remote start system. You can simply turn that on or off so you can't use it from the key fob. All right, I'm going to keep it on just because I'm here in Iowa this winters. Why not? You got your door unlock mode. So this is when you walk up to the door with the key fob in your purse, your jacket, your pocket. You put your hand in the handle, right? Which of these doors do you want to unlock? You want all doors or just your driver's side door? You got your keyless access flash. Now, because when you put your hand in the handle, there's going to be a delay, right? So it's not like hand in the handle and pull right away. It's going to take a second to register that. Now, do you want that visual of the lights flash saying, yep, hey, the door is unlocked? Go ahead, or the door's locked. So I put my thumb down on the ridge, right, on the handle. So lights are going to flash to let you know it's locked or unlocked. So I'm going to keep that on. Same thing, you got that delay. You put your hand in the handle, it's going to beep, give you a little audible noise to let you know it's unlocked. A lot of times people keep that on, they like that. Now we're going to go to lighting setup. Right up here, you get your interior light dimming time. So we just shut the car, we shut the car door, we're walking away from the car. In X amount of time, when do you want your interior lights to turn off? A lot of times people don't mess with the light settings, but you know, just in case you want to fine tune it for any particular reason, like for example, like this headlight auto timer, all right? Maybe you work a lot during the nighttime, or when you get home at night, it's not a well-lit area, okay? So you like a little extra time, instead of 15 seconds to get in and out, because you're parking the street, whatever, you can change it to 30 seconds. So in 30 seconds, after you shut off the car, shut the door, walk away, you got some light going on so you can see where you're going. You got your auto light sensitivity. All right. So let's say the headlights are set on auto. This is for your day and nighttime transparency levels. So at one point, it's going to indicate that the headlights will automatically come on. I'm going to keep it on medium, just because that's what Honda has it set for. Now your interior illumination sensitivity. I got my headlights in auto. Headlights come on. You know how your interior lights kind of dimmer down, you know, from that point, because you have your headlights on. You can increase or decrease the brightness of your interior lights when your headlights are on, okay? So I'm going to keep it on that point. You guys will fine tune that, what works best for you. We have your auto headlights on with wiper on. So if my headlights are set to auto, get that to refocus. Okay, so when my headlights are set to auto and the wipers come on, the headlights will come on too. So that works. You can hit save, adjust, or hit the back button. It's already the way you want it. Now I'm going to select Okay, because we're all done. We're going to go down to door and window setup. Start from the top right here, an auto door lock. We're about to, you know, in full excitement, about to drive off the lot, run some errands, whatever the case, and you get in the car, about to drive away. When do you want your doors to lock? When you simply get to your speed, as soon as you shift from park to like drive or reverse, boom, door's locked. Do I have that off? You just hit that on the door over there, lock or unlock. So, no wrong answer. With speed's fine for me. I like that. Maybe if I take the kids around a lot, maybe I do it when I shift from park. You got your auto door unlock. So now I just arrived here at the dealership. I gotta ask, you know, Crazy Honda Chris a question here. I'm like, get out of my car when I want doors to unlock, all right? So you can simply have it set as you can read from that point. When I shut the car, boom, doors unlocked. Maybe I do a lot of errands, maybe do a lot of driving around, dropping people off in the back, you know, family stuff like that. So I like every time I shift to park, people can get out right away. I don't have to hit a button. Or maybe, you know, I do a lot of driving by myself. I explore some new areas quite a bit. I like it when I shut the car, shift to park. I can mind my surroundings, then open up the driver's side door, and then all doors will unlock from that point. You have your key and remote. So I got the key fob, right? Now by default, if you double tap unlock twice, all doors unlock. This is for the first time. So if I hit unlock once, guess what? This is that setting, all right? So I'm gonna keep it as driver's side only. I like having that convenience. I can just choose on the fly. So driver's side door from that point. Now you had keyless lock answer back. So let's say if I hit lock, it's gonna give me an audible noise saying, hey, Chris, lock it. And this is with the key fob, okay? Now we have the security relock timer. So I got the key fob in my hand, I hit unlock. If someone doesn't open up a door in this X amount of time, all doors will relock, okay? So some people keep it at 30, some people move it all the way up to 60 seconds. A lot of times you'll see the car, or you'll be walking towards it as you hit this, all right? Or someone will be. Last one down here is gonna be the walk-away auto lock. Great thing about this, what I love about this, is A, I get done with the test drive, I take the key fob with me, car's all off, right? I walk away, 10 feet away, boom, door's locked. Let's say you're out there running to the grocery store, running errands, or going to work, walk away from the car, car's all locked. Well, if you take the key fob with you, all right? If you leave the key fob in the car, you cannot accidentally lock your key fob in the car, all right? So this is good. The only negative thing I can think about was I was growing up, Dad always yelled at me, hey, shut the door, we're not cooling off the outside, right? So I gotta have it shutting doors behind me for the most part. So let's say I park my car in the garage and I don't have the key fob with me, we have it on the hook somewhere inside, right? Well, if I wanna get in my car as I'm fooling around in the garage, I have to go get that key fob, walk it over here, put it in the car, next to the car, so I can get in and out from that point. That's the only negative I can think about this, all right? I'm gonna turn this on, so when I'm done with this video, I know the car's all locked up. Now that's everything underneath door and window setup. So we scroll down, it's gonna be your maintenance. So it's gonna tell me when I need to get some services done, oil changes, stuff like that. It's all right here. Contact your local Honda dealership. They'd be glad to help you guys out with any kind of maintenance questions from there, all right? Hey guys, thank you again for watching my video. Now you're set for success when you drive off the lot. If you guys have any questions, drop them down below in the comments. I'll do my best to answer those questions as quick as possible. Don't forget to share your guys' experience with the Honda CR-V. Share that with the community. I really love to hear you guys' story, how you guys put it to the test from that point. Don't forget to hit that like and that subscribe. I'll keep these videos coming your way, all right? Crazy Honda Chris here at Randy Kuehl Honda. Talk to you guys soon.